Great. With our next image, we are going to again experiment with using brightness and contrast as well as hue and saturation, but this time we're going to try a different tool. We're going to try an adjustment layer that is actually located on our layers dialog box along the bottom right hand corner right here in the middle. You will note that there's kind of a circle, and this part of the circle is gray and part of the circle is white, and if we put our little mouse over it, it will oftentimes bring up the name of this tool, which is an adjustment layer. Create new adjustment layer, and we're going to click on that, and we're going to go to brightness and contrast and select that. So we will notice that it actually puts a brightness and contrast layer above our background layer. Okay. Again, we're going to want to duplicate our background layer, and we're going to call that working image and select OK. And so what's going to happen is our brightness and contrast is going to make all the adjustments to our working image. We want to reactivate our brightness and contrast layer, so we're going to click right here on our little adjustment symbol, and we'll notice that brightness and contrast has now come up as an option. We want to bring the brightness down, so we want to just bring it down a little bit because it's too intense. So we're going to bring the brightness down, and we want to bring the contrast up slightly. So I would say anywhere between -35 and 40 for brightness, and bring our contrast anywhere between 13 and 20. We're going to add another one, which is going to be hue and saturation. So again, we'll click on this and we'll go to the hue and saturation. Now, what we want to do is we want to tone down this blue here, and we can do that with our hue tool. So we're going to move our hue tool up, and we're going to move our saturation tool up. We're going to saturate the color a little bit. We're going to put it at about 30, between 28 and 33. And we're going to play with, so if we go to the left, it makes it way too bright of a blue. If we go to the right, it's a little too purple. So but if we're here in the middle, it's a little too bright. So I want to bring it down slightly. So I think we're going to go to about +12, which will change the color of the bird a little bit to kind of an orangey red. And we'll bring the lightness down just a tad. So -4. And so if we turn off our layers, we can see what the original image looked like. The security symbol, which this is like a security camera, was very bright. We brought it down a little bit. We also adjusted the hue saturation to kind of bring that down a little bit. And so then the next step is to take a screenshot of this. So click on Print Screen on your keyboard, which is in the top part of your almost the right-hand side of your keyboard. You should see PRINTSC, and you just click that once, okay? And then you go back to your Google Slide project, and you want to go to your shape page, and you want to do Control-V, which is going to paste your image. Again, we want to crop in, so you want to left-click, double-click on that, and go to your left corner and bring in your cropping tool, and your right corner, bring in your cropping tool. Okay, and then enter, and actually I'm going to bring this in even more on the sides of this. Okay, and enter, and then we want to make this larger. We're going to place this in the corner and make this a little bit larger, bring it all the way up to the technical specs box here, just put it slightly under there, and we want to bring this to the back. So we're going to right click on this and go to order, and we're going to go send to back, and we're going to get rid of our little place image here. Right, okay. So now we're going to adjust these arrows. I want to have one blue arrow is going to point to our shape here. I'm going to have the red arrow. So you should be left clicking on these arrows, by the way, and I'm going to have it stretch to our bird, and then I'm going to have the green stretch out here to the brick. Okay. So what you're going to then do is you're going to go in and you're going to fill in these boxes. And you're going to tell me, what shape do you see here? You're going to describe the shape. You're going to tell me if it's what type of shape it is according to the definitions of shape. So you're going to want to go back, look at your definitions, and identify the type of shape this is. And the red box, you're going to do the same thing for this bird. You're going to tell me the type of shape it is. And the green, you're going to tell me also what this shape is here on the brick. And you're going to describe your shapes here and what makes them a shape. So make sure you look at the definition of shape and all the quality that is associated with shape so that you can give it a proper definition. We are going to look at our technical specs. So this is a project that we're actually going to be doing later on in the year. This is a stencil project. And our ISO was set to 100, our f-stop at 11. And this was a 201.2 seconds long exposure. And a 53 millimeter lens was used to take this image.